Hey everyone. Um, I've been asked a question a lot over the years, and it's sort of kind of become like the elephant in the room of the psychic community. It's something that I think a lot of people are aware of, but no one actually wants to just like come right out and say or come right out and talk about. And it's this: why are most male psychics gay? And it's true. I've been working as a psychic and a medium since I was 16. I identify as a gay male, um, and I've always been very open about that since I started to kind of be out in the public eye and things like that. And I've noticed that there are, um, both in people that I've met, but also within the sort of psychic realm, those that you see on TV, the authors of books, um, homosexual men, and they don't want to discuss their sexuality, or they never really mention it. And I understand that that is their business. That is their business. It isn't something that you owe an explanation to anyone for, so I understand it on that sense. But people notice. It's not as if they don't notice, it's not as if they don't know. And then I'm the one who's asked, or I'm sure many other people have been asked too, but why are so many male psychics gay? And for a long time, I didn't have an answer. Until I started to really step into my own sexuality, my own sexual identity, and explore who I was there, that it really helped me to understand where I fit into in the psychic community as far as identifying as a gay male doing this work on a spiritual or a metaphysical path. And in well, two of my favorite subjects. First of all, sexuality and spirituality. I find both of them extremely fascinating. I could talk about them forever. I love spiritual and sexual discussion because to me it's very natural, it's very organic, it's very raw, and both of them are an avenue that I think can lead us to our source, our divinity, our empowerment, a broader sense of identity. So it was when I started to study sexuality and sexual identity, and I learned the mechanics behind it, or maybe not all the mechanics behind it, but some of the studies that were coming out. I found one study in particular that I thought was very interesting, and it said that from a biological or a physiological perspective, the brain of a homosexual male was actually wired, for lack of better words, more like that of a heterosexual female, and a homosexual female's brain, a lesbian brain, is wired much, much more similarly to that of a straight male. And, something that we learn a lot about, whether it be in psychology class or studying anatomy and stuff like that, we learn with the left brain and the right brain that women are naturally more right brain, more sensitive, more abstract, more artistic, softer, more emotional, and that masculine left brain is more linear, analytical, mathematical. And so it's not so much that I think a lot of male psychics are gay. I think it's more that gay men are more inclined to step into psychic work because they have that natural sensitivity, that natural empathy, and that right brain perspective, which is where psychic ability really works from. That right brain intuitive side. I think it's very interesting that it's 2013 and the LGBT community is fighting for equality, but many of the Native American and indigenous tribes, not just North America, but from other parts of the world, the homosexual, or what they would call the two-spirited one, or the two-spirited male, used to be not just recognized, but almost revered as a very holy position. They believed that their ability to kind of live in two worlds, or the whole idea of two-spirited as this masculine with the feminine side or feminine with the masculine side, allowed that soul to have access to both realms, the physical realm and the non-physical realm, and to sort of be set on a path to become, whether it be a shaman, a medicine man, a wise man, a holy man, but was a very crucial, honored, respected part of the community. And I think that's something that I personally would like to see a lot of the LGBT community involved in the psychic community today try to get back to. And when I say that, I don't mean I want us to get honored, put on a platform, put on a pedestal. That's not the case at all. I simply want us to be able to see our own value within our identity as LGBT people and our ability to go between and access many different people from many walks of life. I think another reason, too, that a lot of us end up doing this work is because as people who are, as a whole, persecuted or not accepted or made to feel less than what we are forced to sort of cultivate this sense of compassion. And I really think that those that operate from a compassionate place, whether you're a psychic, a medium, a healer, a therapist, a counselor, whatever it is, has the advantage and actually can be a facilitator for the most amount of healing. And so that's just kind of my perspective or my understanding of it. It's we see, it's similar in Hollywood when actors don't come out for years and years and years because they're afraid that it will hinder their roles that they get, the jobs that they can attain, their work, who's willing to work with them, things of that nature. And, within the past few years, we've had a lot of celebrities come out of the closet and be sort of applauded and very well received, and there isn't that much backlash as maybe there would have been 10 or 20 years ago. And I would like to start to see the same thing with the spiritual community. And it's not as if many of these people are hiding who they are or hiding that they're, gay or transgender or homosexual or whatever it might be. But I think that we should have an element of pride, because it is something to be talked about and it is something to be honored. And I think that there are a lot of people, especially the younger generation, my generation, the generations behind me, or the age groups below me, that will really benefit in the spiritual path or in the spiritual community by those who are already established or those that are already known, standing firm and saying, you know what, I'm a gay male and I am proud of that, and I am empowered by that, and I know who I am, and I know that I am an extension of that creative source, and this is how that particular part of source or creator or the universe is choosing to express itself, and that's beautiful, and I'm going to honor that beauty by being what I was meant to be, what I'm supposed to be, what I naturally am. A friend of mine and I were talking a few months ago, and we were discussing how we're evolving as a spiritual community and in our society from this sort of monopoly of patriarchal dominance, and we're moving more into allowing that feminine nature, that feminine divine, back into our modern culture and our modern spiritual paths, where in some instances it had been forced out or forced away in our male dominant society. And the subject of LGBT and spirituality came up, and he said, have you ever looked at the gay flag, the rainbow flag? It's like it's all the colors of the chakra system except indigo. Red, orange, yellow, green, light blue, purple, but it totally skips the dark blue. And that spiritual center, or that chakra, is representative of insight, our spirituality, our in-tuneness, our connection to the divine. And it's almost as if society has tried to take that away as gay, homosexual, bisexual, transgendered, individuals. And it's time to reclaim that. This isn't a video telling people to come out. This isn't a video telling people that we need to push just as hard in the other direction as maybe some of the oppression has been pushed at us. It is simply saying to recognize that you, regardless of whether you're gay, straight, bisexual, black, white, whatever, deserve respect. And you should not allow yourself to accept anything less than that. To know that you are perfectly loved by whatever you want to call it, the universe, God, the oversoul of the planet, whether you're scientifically minded and you just want to call it the collective consciousness or morphogenetic field, that you are a part of that. And not only are you a part of it, you're contributing to it constantly, and you are valuable, and you are needed. And I encourage you to step into your empowerment and do your work from an authentic place, but to know that you should never have to hide any parts away of yourself that you don't want to, or because there is an element of fear or something that you need to preserve or protect yourself from. You're held in a constant state of grace. You're held in a constant state of love, and by the sheer authenticity and faith of stepping into the role that you feel guided to step into, regardless of what it is or what form it takes, I think we are establishing more of an equality, especially within spirituality, where we tend to like to put things into hierarchies and things of that nature. So I know that we've sort of ended up a little bit off topic from where we came from, but yeah, I just wanted to address the gay elephant, the gay psychic elephant in the room of the psychic, metaphysical, spiritual community, and it's done. Old paradigm. It's time to move into something new.